Both yesterday and today, Gameloft has been transparent as to what issues are being worked on and which ones will be fixed as soon as next week. Let's take a look at what's in store. Hey folks, how's it going? This is Iron Seagull here, back with another video on Disney Dreamlight Valley. And yes, I finally got a Raven companion. Of course, it had to coincidentally be the one that looks most like a seagull if you really stretch your imagination. It really wanted the spotlight there. But anyways, let's get into this thread that Dreamlight Valley tweeted. Hotfix update coming next week. We've said it before and we'll say it again. We appreciate the passion you all bring to this community. Thanks to your feedback, we've squashed some notable bugs and issues and have a small update on the way. Read on for details. Update timing. Mid next week, we will release a hotfix, a small update focused on bug fixes on all platforms. Development is progressing well, and we plan to share the exact date and time of the hotfix release early next week. Incoming changes. Here's a first look at some changes to expect. Xbox optimizations to reduce crashes, removing exhaustion effect, adding screen shake toggle, adding flashing effect toggle, quest fix for restoring the sunstone, collections menu item registration, and more. Okay, thank goodness they're removing that exhaustion effect that came with the Scar update, because I find that just way too dramatic to have that flashing red around your character when you start getting low on energy. Sure, that would make sense to have something like that for a shooting game, but not for this cozy game that is Dreamlight Valley. However, it is very important to note that the issue with this is not just, oh, it doesn't make sense for the direction that this game is in, but also that it is triggering people's sensory issues, giving people eye strain and headaches. Apparently, this could even cause seizures, so this is a lot more than just a bad design choice. It definitely is an important issue that needs to be addressed quickly. If they did refine this effect so that it wasn't triggering any issues, then I guess it would make sense to put it behind a toggle, but for now, I think it is best to just take it out of the game and act quickly on it. Good that they are also adding toggles for the lightning effects and the screen shakes that happen when you're fishing, and I'm guessing those will be deactivated by default, and then you can just go and turn them on if you are okay with them. I know I have heard for the Xbox version in particular, for some reason, has gotten more unstable since the Scar update, and it not actually fixing that Mother Gothel quest I've heard so much about, so I'm glad that both of those issues are being worked on for this hotfix patch too. There is one more thing to talk about though. They also said, thanks again for taking the time to share your feedback with us. It truly helps shape a positive future for the Valley. Stay tuned for more info early next week. Want to follow updates on top known issues in the meantime? Check out our Trello board. I think this is really cool. I wouldn't mind seeing more games do something like this. So on the left hand side, you do have a couple of links, one for how to report bugs, and a bunch of social media links in the second. Then you have a list of the released updates, what issues have been fixed recently, actively working on fix, aware of issue, and what's not actually an issue. There's even color codes to indicate certain things, like with the claiming blue chest, it has green for workaround available, and pink so that it's labeled specifically as a Nintendo Switch issue. And it says that some users cannot claim the contents of all blue chests. But the workaround is rebooting the game. You don't lose access to the chest, it will be in the same location you found it in before. Some of these issues have been posted as recently as hours ago, such as male avatar looks off camera while in photo mode. Sometimes when the player has an animal companion equipped and enters the camera selfie mode, the male avatar's eyes will look off camera instead of focusing on the camera. But there is a workaround. You just unequip the animal companion to fix this issue, which is good actually, because I was struggling with this issue the other day. I had no idea this had anything to do with the companion, so that is nice to know that there is this workaround until that is fixed. They have also recently posted that they are aware of a couple of issues relating to the speed at which you do something depending on whether you're using the masculine or feminine frame body with the crop watering speed as well as cooking speed. Another big issue they are aware of is that the music no longer plays when getting a critical hit while harvesting or gathering. You know, when you harvest or gather something and then a bunch of extras spew out and you have a very limited time to get them all. Though it is strange that they haven't also mentioned that the time is extremely limited, with the exception of the coin one. That one is fine, but the other ones are super short, so I hope they lengthen the time limit of the other ones too, or is that intentional? I don't know. I've only ever completed those a few times just because it's like, if I don't have the increased movement speed buff from overmaxing my energy, it's like, forget it. It's not going to happen, because oftentimes the items scatter in a way where it's impossible to just get them all quickly. While this listing is still pretty incomplete, they have listed the volcanic stove issue with Scar that you can get from his level 10 quest, where once you place it, you can't move it anywhere else. An issue I was surprised to see is with the web snare tree from the villain's star path, where once it's been unlocked, players are unable to find it in their furniture categories. That's unfortunate. The web snare tree is actually one of the items that I'm looking forward to getting the most in this villain's star path. So I'm crossing my fingers that this will be fixed in the next patch, and I'll just hold off on redeeming it for the time being. One last thing I find interesting is that under what's not an issue is Minnie and Wally level 10 friendship quests unavailable. So they don't have their rewards available either, which has left a lot of people confused. And they're actually not in the game. They're supposed to be released in a future update, which is rather confusing. I'm not sure why they're doing it like that. So I wonder what's going to become of that. Maybe they're going to tie into characters who have not been added to the game either. That would, I think, make the most sense, but still just weird that they have like the rewards in the game, but there's just no in-game indication that the quest can't truly be done until it's actually put in the game fully. Maybe Woody and Buzz tie into their quest, because the Toy Story Realm update is supposed to be the next major content drop. So either way, I hope that those quests are fully put into the game sooner rather than later, because it just does not make sense to leave that confusion in the game for months on end. Overall though, I am very thankful that we are getting this hotfix update next week rather than us having to wait all the way until the Toy Story update for us to get all of these things at once, especially with some of these issues being particularly urgent. The Toy Story update they've only said is supposed to be coming late fall, which sounds like late November. So that is pretty much it. I'm really glad that Gameloft is still being very transparent about the issues regarding the game, even though not every single issue is on the Trello board. They are being active and working on things, and that we are going to get an update pretty soon. So feel free to let me know your thoughts on this upcoming update in the comments section below, and be sure to subscribe if you'd like to keep up with my latest gaming content. I will talk to you all later, and have a great day. Thanks for watching!